Very good morning, students. In the last class, we started to see the second prose, A Nice Cup of Tea, which was written by George Orwell. In the last class, we completed about the biography of George Orwell and introduction to A Nice Cup of Tea. And we have seen what are the important points he had dealt in his prose work, A Nice Cup of Tea. These are things we have seen, and also we have completed the first rule in the previous class. Clear? And now we are stepping forward into the remaining rules. Now we are going to see the second rule. Already I told you know that here George Orwell, who is giving 11 outstanding points on preparing tea and consuming tea. Clear? And next thing that he had clearly told us that if you refer any cookery books, that is a textbook of food items, you may not find any place for how to prepare the tea. So that here he has given 11 outstanding points for preparing and also drinking, that is consuming a nice cup of tea. There we have completed the first rule, and also we have seen the biography of the author. And now we are moving to see the second part, that is the second rule. The second rule exclusively deals on quantity and taste of a good tea. Quantity and taste of a good tea. Quantity, that is called, that is amount of tea. Amount of a tea. And the taste. For that, if you want to drink a nice cup of tea, clear? If you want to drink a nice cup of tea, he says that, and he advises us that what? We should not prepare a huge amount of tea. Clear? We should prepare only a less amount of tea. For that, we should select the tea pot should be in a small size. Clear? The tea pot should be in a small size. We have to go with a small size tea pot. Then only our tea will be a tasty one. And the next thing, we should prepare only small quantities. We should not go for the huge quantity of a tea. For that, we have to go only with the small size of a teapot. If you do tea with urn or cauldron, you may not aware of the new word cauldron. Cauldron, that a large pot. Clear? A large pot which is used for boiling. A large pot. A large pot used for boiling. That is what? Cauldron. So where we use cauldron? Where we have number of peoples are there. There is large people are there. For an example, in our army site, or any public meeting, or any marriage function, especially in our country, we people are always used to prepare tea in a large pot, or somewhat called urn. And if you prepare huge quantity of tea, it becomes tasteless. He says that what? If you prepare huge quantity of tea, the tea becomes tasteless. So that here he suggests us that what? We should prepare only small quantities. So that we should go with a small size teapot. For that, he suggested, clear? He suggests us that for what are the things made up of the teapot. He advises that we can use chinaware teapots or earthenware teapots Yes, very good. Earthenware means a pot made up of clay. A pot made up of clay. And also he suggests that we can use china wares also, and if it is possible you can use a earthenware, that is a pot made up of clay. If you choose these kind of metals for preparing tea, that becomes tasty. Clear? So we are advised to prepare small size teapot. We should select small size teapot, and also we should prepare only small quantities of tea. For that we have to choose china metals or earthenware metals, so that the tea becomes very tasty. And we should not use a silver metal. We should not use silver metal. Clear? If you use a silver metal, the tea becomes what? Inferior tea. Inferior tea. The word inferior, it will be asked in your synonyms. Clear? Inferior, you know that there are two complexities, inferiority complex and superiority complex. Inferiority complex, inferiority complex means a person who feels himself that he is not good, he is not fit for anything. Superiority complex means a person who thinks himself that he is the best one, he is the best one. Yes, inferior means low quality. Inferior means what? Low quality. If you prepare silver metal teapot, the taste become low in quality. So that he suggests us that we should not use any silver metal teapots. Clear? If you use that, it produces only inferior tea, which means low quality tea. And also, see the word pewter. What's it? Pewter. Pewter, you may not aware of it, but you could have seen it in olden days. Our grandfather, our ancestors, they have used olden days style teapots. Clear? That is not so bad. He says that it may be used in a small size teapot. See, clear, in rule 2, he speaks about the quantity and taste of a tea. For that, he suggests us that we should prepare small quantity of a tea, for which we should use only in a small size teapot. We should use only small size teapot. And the second thing is that we should not use any big size teapot. Clear? If you go with a huge quantity, the tea becomes tasteless. The tea becomes tasteless. And for preparing a good tea which has a good taste also, here he suggests that we should use chinaware teapots or earthenware teapots. Earthenware means that a pot made up of clay. And here he advises that we should not use any silver metals. If you go with the silver metal teapots, that produces inferior tea. Inferior tea means what? Low quality. The tea becomes very, very low quality, and also the taste becomes worst. And he also that we may use any pewter teapot, that is older days like teapots. Any doubt? Good. Now we move to rule 3. Here he speaks about heating the teapot. That is what? Heating the teapot. See, whenever we are supposed to prepare a tea, we are supposed to heat the teapot earlier. Heat the teapot early. We have to do somewhat, warm up in the teapot. For that, what he suggests us that the teapot can be straightly placed on the flat top of a pot, of a cooker. Otherwise, it is stove, a flat pot. Okay, a flat top pot of a cooker or any stove. That means hob, HOB, Hob. It will be asked in your synonyms. HOB, hob. Hob means what? Flat top part of a cooker or any stove. Clear? And before we start to prepare tea, we are advised that we should warm up the teapot by heating the teapot. And here he is giving another point that we should not put then the usual method of heating with the hot water. Instead of warming up the teapot by pouring the hot water, we can straightly put the teapot on the hob. That is a flat top part of a cooker or any stove. This is what allowed the rule 3. In rule 3, he clearly says that how do we warm up the teapot? How? Very easy that we can put the teapot on the flat top of a stove or any cooker. Clear? And nowadays we people are using hot water to warm up the teapot. Here he is suggesting that instead of pouring the hot water, we can straightly keep the teapot on the hob. That is what in rule number 3. Now we move to rule number 4. Strong tea. Clear? Strong tea. Everybody wants to everybody wants to drink or everybody wants to consume a strong tea. Then only our brain cells will be stimulated. Clear? If you want to be stimulated or evening time or in the morning time, we can have a strong tea. See, listen. See, here he is suggesting us that 6 teaspoons of tea powder. Kindly note down it. 6 teaspoons of tea powder can be used for a quarter part of tea. Quarter part, 25% of a teapot. Clear? If you want to prepare a tea in the teapot, which is only for 25% of the teapot, for that purpose, we should use how much teaspoons? We should use only 6 teaspoons of tea powder. And next thing that, see, listen, in rationing time, you know that the emergency period, it is not possible. For example, in any army site where the peoples are working in a huge quantity, there this may not be success. Clear? Which one? That is rule number 4 for preparing strong tea in rationing time. Rationing time means what? Emergency period, and not possible for every week. It can be a possible one only maybe somewhat in a small quantity. See, he says one more thing that strong tea is better than the other thing, which he is suggesting that we should have a strong tea. Clear? The next thing, a true lover of tea like only what? A strong tea. A person in our family or in our friend circle or in our relatives, we are having such kind of personalities, those who are very, very addicted to the tea. If you ask them if do you want to drink tea, immediately say that yes, a strong tea. Those personalities never say no. Okay, if you ask that personalities, they can say that they love strong tea only than the other teas. Clear? This is what rule number 4. See, in rule number 2, he speaks about quantity and taste. In rule number 3, he speaks about heating the teapot. That is early work. Before we are preparing the tea, what we should with the teapot. That is earliest work. The next 4th rule is what about a strong tea. The next one, that is the 5th one, is that methods. What's it? He concentrates on the methods. The first one about the tea powder. how it should be poured into the teapot. See, listen. The tea powder should be poured straightly into the teapot, and he is giving one more idea that no filters are used. No filters are used. You would have seen that in our villages or in our local cities or local tea shop. You know, there is a filter there. The tea master is pouring tea powder and keeping inside the boiler, and he is having some water also. You know that in our local language it can be called as, you know, that decation. Clear? And he says that we should not use any kind of filters, and believe that tea leaves are harmful. What we are believing that why we are filtering the tea powder? We believe that drinking the tea with the tea powder will become harmful to our health. It makes some allergies. It makes some. If we have that much of tea with tea powder without filter, it is a harmful one to our health. We believe that, but what he suggests is that we should not have any filters. The next thing, see, one can swallow considerable quantity of tea leaves or tea powder. If you are able to have a spoon of tea powder within your tea without filtering the tea, you can have it. He says that who? George Orwell. He says that what? Tea powder or tea leaves, that is not harmful to the health. And whenever you are putting the tea powder straightly into the tea powder, then only the tea powder can get freeness into the teapot, so that it can be freely boiling, so that the total essence of tea powder can be there in the tea, so that we can have a strong tea. If you use filters or any kind of filters to filter tea powder, the tea becomes worthless. Clear? This is what the fifth rule. Listen, today we have seen 4 rules from rule 2 to rule 5. In rule 2, he speaks about the quantity and the taste. In rule 3, he speaks about what? The heating the teapot. And rule 4, he speaks about the strong tea. And rule 5, the methods to prepare the strong tea. And still now we have completed 5 points. And tomorrow you are having a 10-mark test in Nitra app. The time is 3:30 to 4 p.m. So you go through this video, and also you can have the text and guide. And if it was today evening, I can send some questions and synonyms and antonyms in your home page in Nitra app. You are supposed to check your Nitra app in home page, and there you can get the 2-mark short question and answer, and 1 marks also. And go through the homework page and prepare it. And tomorrow you are having 10-mark test in English.